I want to get into a bit of detail in the manufacturing process. I will explain that on the basis of our new glulam plant. Here we've got two decks, an upper and a lower deck. It's a bit hard to see, but the reason for that is that means we can actually store two different grades, two different strength grades of laminates, which means for painting it's paint ready, but it may need some minor patching on the side. Thank you very much. Thanks, Dean. Thank you very much to WoodSolutions for giving me the opportunity to present on the topic of glulam today. Before we get into the actual topic, I just wanted to say a few words about Hyne as a company. Hyne Timber has been around for 138 years, is family owned by the Hyne family. We employ roughly 650 people. We've got sites across Australia, two very large sawmills, one in Tambaramba, New South Wales, the other one in Tuan, Queensland, and further processing plants, also glulam plant, which we will talk about today in Queensland, same location as the Tuan sawmill. And also since 2015, we've got a CLT business within Xlam, the Xlam business, which is part of the Hyne group in Albury, Wodonga. We manufacture cross-laminated timber as well. So the main product for Hyne Timber is structural timber framing and byproducts, but as I said, glulam is a big part of it as well, which we'll dive into today. And we've been making glulam at Hyne for 42 years in Maryborough, Queensland. Only just recently, we've expanded our glulam manufacturing capability, and we've added a new plant just on the same site next door to the existing plant. So yeah, we will go into the topic now. I will be talking about a range of areas within glulam. First of all, what is glue-laminated timber? I want to get into a bit of detail in the manufacturing process. I will explain that on the basis of our new glulam plant. Then into products, uses and properties of glulam, applications, and in the end, just some further information for you to get your hands on when you need it. So you can see here the layout and floor plan of our new manufacturing site, which is located next to our existing plant. So packs of timber from our sawmill arrive here at this area. You can now follow my cursor. They are then taken onto these rollers and destacked via a vacuum destacker, which is this portal here. So basically, laminate boards are separated out into the process from here. At this point here, where my cursor is hovering, there is an operator marking defects to be docked out of the boards. We dock out these defects because they may compromise the structural integrity of the final product. So that can be large knots, resin pockets, and grain deviation, anything that could compromise structural integrity of a glulam beam. The marked boards then shoot down this conveyor into the docking saw. This docking saw picks up the mark, cuts out the defects, and from there the boards, which are now clear of defects, are packed up. They are then in packs transferred down this way, take a U-turn down this way into the finger jointing machine. Finger jointing is a means of joining those individual short boards back together to make one long board, or laminate as we call it in glulam jargon. So here is one end. The packs are machined on one end, then on the other end, and at that end the glue is applied to the finger joint. The boards are then shot down this line and pressed together. The finger joints are joined together, pressed, and then come into this curing deck. That is where the glue will harden in the finger joints. Here we've got two decks, an upper and a lower deck. It's a bit hard to see, but the reason for that is that means we can actually store two different grades, two different strength grades of laminates to then compose the beams. So that at that point, once those boards are cured, they're all waiting here to be used and assembled into glulam beams, and they come down depending on what beam you're manufacturing at the time. A certain number of inner laminates, which are typically lower strength, and outer laminates, which are higher strength, are then taken from these decks and gone down through this planer to create a clean surface. Glue is applied down here. Those laminates are then going into this press. You can see here, this is it's in cross section a cube, a square, and on each face of the square there is a press segment. So we've got 4 press segments, and the whole thing can rotate clockwise. Each press segment is 1.2 meter high and 13 meter long, and that basically makes our maximum beam size, determines the maximum beam size we can do in this press. So once, I'll go into a bit more detail on that press later. The finished beams come out this way, go through a calibration planer here, which makes the beam square. They can then remove glue as well, and they can then go through this machine here, which enables us to make 2 out of 1, basically get a large glulam beam, split it through the middle, and create 2 beams. The beams then go through this finishing planer here, transfer over here through the docking saw, and labeling is printed on automatically here, and then they exit through here. So that is, I hope you could follow that, and that is the typical process in manufacturing glulam, and it's what we do in our new line in Maryborough, Queensland. Here a picture of the finger jointed laminate curing decks A and B. As I mentioned, we can have 2 different strength grades. You may be able to see these white lines here. This is glue that's squeezed out, so that's where the finger joints are. I want to go into appearance grades. Our manufacturing standard in Australia, 1328, stipulates 3 different appearance grades. That's appearance grade A, appearance grade B, and appearance grade C. We mainly in Hyne, and I think that that is for all, that applies to all Australian manufacturers, manufacture appearance grade B and A. In terms of timber use, it's obviously both pine and it applies to both pine and hardwoods. Appearance grade B, the finish of the beam is a dressed finish. It's gone through a planer. It's a clean dressed finish, which means for painting it's paint ready, but it may need some minor patching on the side. Possibly, some knots have some cracks in it that may need to be patched up. This product is therefore suitable for painted applications, concealed applications, of course, but also exposed where natural timber appearance is acceptable. It is, after all, timber is a natural product, and I personally like to see the timber the way it is and it's grown. Appearance grade A is a step up. It's almost furniture grade appearance. It's not only plain, but it's also sanded. All little blemishes, voids are filled and repaired by the manufacturer. And therefore, this product obviously comes at a higher price. We have a lower recovery of the timber because we cut out more than we do on European Grade B, and all the sanding and repairing is labor intensive. This product is used for exposed applications where a very uniform appearance of the glulam is very important. I would call it personally, it's an enhanced timber appearance because we've actually, removed some of the natural occurring blemishes. There is also an appearance grade C, structural grade, which allows for any blemishes and voids, so long as the structural integrity of the glulam beam is not compromised.